SEO is changing fast, and we're looking at the dawn of a new era. If you think that just writing great content and building the same old crappy backlinks is going to get you the results that it used to, you're going to be in for a sad time. Over the next 12 months, there are two big themes that you're going to have to build your SEO strategy around. In the past, SEO was Google. People searched on Google and that was pretty much it. So when you're building an SEO strategy, all you had to think about was Google. Now though, for the first time, we're seeing real genuine search competition from tools like ChatGPT and Perplexity. And that means your SEO strategy needs to adapt, like we're going to explain in this video, because you need your business, products and services to be found wherever somebody is searching. Increasingly, that's in AI tools, including Google's own AI overviews. So we're going to go through exactly how to do this in just a minute. The second thing you need to plan for is that previously you just had one SEO strategy. Now, increasingly for our clients, we're actually kind of building two SEO strategies, one for the top of funnel and one for their bottom of funnel traffic. Again, we're going to break that down today. If there's one SEO strategy that's going to dominate the next few years, it's GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. This is the biggest shift in search I've seen since I ran my first Google ad campaign in about 2006. Generative Engine Optimization is a new term to describe the techniques required to get your business featured and recommended by new generative AI tools like ChatGPT and Google's AI overviews. For example, if I go on Google and search for Generative Engine Optimization services, you can see we've got the regular web results here. But all of these are pushed down by the AI overview. And the techniques required to get featured here are subtly different to the techniques to getting featured here. For example, you can see Exposure Ninja's position 3 in the regular organic results, whereas in the AI overviews, we've got positions 1 and 3. Oh yeah. But GEO isn't just about Google's AI overviews, it's also about tools like ChatGPT. For example, what company can help me rank in generative engines? And you can see that ChatGPT is happy to recommend specific agencies. Oh yeah. With over 1 billion people using Google's AI overviews just by the end of 2024, learning and implementing GEO now could get you a real first mover advantage against your competitors. Okay, so how do you actually do GEO? Well, we have full videos breaking down exactly how, but I can give you an overview. Basically, most of these tools use some sort of background web search to compile their results. So the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you're actually ranking in that web search. This is obviously most important on Google's AI overviews because Google's AI overviews are using the regular search results. And you need to be in those search results in order to get featured in the AI overview. For example, here's the website of one of the companies that we own. We've got it featured snippet at the top of Google, and that visibility makes it eligible for the AI overviews. Now there's a side point here which is potentially a rabbit hole, but AI overviews and other generative searches really encourage the users to use much longer tail and more specific searches. So if you're publishing more specific content, you've got a really good chance of ranking for those searches and also informing the AI tools when they're doing their own sub-searches about that topic. Of course, now that's not to say that just because you're ranking well in regular search means that you're going to be ranking in generative engines. That's not the case at all. There are specific things that you need to do. But in general, if you're ranking well, you've got a better chance of showing up in these AI results. So how do you get ranking in regular search? Well, you do SEO. This is writing great content, it's building links, it's making your website super usable, and it's being featured all over the internet. And by the way, if you want one of our team to show you exactly what you need to do to get ranking in regular search and AI overviews, you can always request the free website and marketing review from Exposure Ninja. Just go to exposureninja.com/review. We'll record you a video showing you exactly how to do this and a whole bunch of other stuff specific to your website. Not everyone is eligible for this, so you do need to apply, but you can go to exposureninja.com/review to do that. One of the main ways that you need to optimize for generative engines is to make sure that the content you're publishing matches the answer that these AI tools are providing. So for example here, we can see the structure of this answer is basically answering the question very simply and then mentioning some of the things that you need to consider in order to do this thing. So if you're trying to rank in an AI overview for this type of search, you basically want to mirror that. You want to give a concise answer at the start of your content, and then you want to go into a bit more detail about these topics so that when Google's looking for websites to corroborate the information in the AI overviews, it goes, oh yeah, cool, this exactly matches. Happy days. Now we're also seeing these AI tools give preference to websites that show experience, so first-hand experience of the topics they're talking about. We're going to come back to that a little bit later on. Now there's actually a second aspect to being recommended by these AI tools. Let's go and have a look at a search over on Perplexity, which is another AI search tool and actually really powerful. So I've just done a search here for what are the best affordable skincare brands, and we can see that Perplexity has given me a bunch of answers. I'm very happy to see Exposure Ninja client The Ordinary is ranking number 1. Now Perplexity is actually kind of using a multi-step underlying search, and then it's combining all the answers for different searches into one set of results. If we click on these expandable accordions, we can see the underlying searches that it has run. We can also see the websites that it's visited in order to compile this answer. And I think this, for most brands, will form the bulk of their ongoing SEO work over the coming years. Running searches and finding out which websites are ranking for these types of searches, and then making sure that your brand, products or services are being featured on those websites prominently, and that the messages that content is communicating about your brand is consistent and coherent and matches your positioning, is going to be the game with generative AI. If you can use this type of digital PR and content marketing to get your business featured everywhere, that's going to increase the chances that these AI tools are going to recommend your business, even if they're not sourcing that recommendation from your website. Back over to Google now. I've run a search for best business bank for medium-sized businesses, and this is an incredibly profitable keyword to rank for. But look at the websites that are being featured. None of these are banking websites. They are all third-party sites. So if I'm a bank, I'm going out to each of these websites and making sure that it's my business that's being featured. And when they feature us, making sure they're talking about the things that we want them to talk about. As a side note, Google is really struggling to identify what's different about any of these banks. I mean, look at this one. The benefit of Metro is that there's no monthly fee if your balance stays above 6,000. Wow, sign me up, please. Come on. We will start to see branding and positioning become more important in SEO because we need more coherent messages about the product and service and any competitive moat than there's no monthly fee. That's not good enough. So any SEO strategy over the next 12 months that doesn't include generative engine optimization is a little bit deficient. We've been talking about AI overviews for well over a year now, and it's no longer the future of search, this is the present of search. Now, one of the side effects of all of this innovation is that actually your organic traffic might drop, even if you're doing a fantastic job of your SEO. Here's why. Previously, when we were building an SEO strategy, we'd think about top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel, and how we could drive traffic at each of these stages through to our website. For example, top of funnel traffic would be people asking questions. Maybe they've got a problem. They don't yet know that your business, your product or service is the solution. They might not even know that a solution exists. But they'd click on a few websites, they'd start learning about the topic and gradually form a picture of the range of solutions. Eventually they get to the bottom of funnel, which is when they're ready to make a purchase, and that's when they might start searching for a particular product or brand. But with AI overviews and with AI more generally, that top of funnel research phase can be done in the AI itself. Let's go back to this business banking example. I don't need to visit any other websites to get a general overview of the features of these bank accounts. So whereas previously I may have gone on the HSBC website to learn about their account, and then I might have gone onto the Metro Bank and then Cooperative Bank to learn about these things, I may have gone onto a third-party site to learn about them. Now I can do a bit more of this research directly in the search results, meaning the next click that I make may well be to purchase something. And what this is going to mean is that your SEO strategy might split into two. You might have the top of funnel and middle of funnel strategy, which is all about getting your brand or product recommended in the AI answers. And then you'll have a bottom of funnel strategy, which is all about getting the people that are ready to buy something through to your website to make that purchase. For example, what's the most indestructible solid state drive? Well, if I'm Samsung, I'm pretty happy with this result because that top of funnel informational research traffic is being directly recommended this product because it's covered on these websites. So the next step is to implement a bottom of funnel SEO strategy to make sure that when somebody searches for this product, I've got a good chance of picking up that traffic. This idea that your customers might spend their research time talking to ChatGPT or Google AI overviews rather than visiting your website is a more profound shift that I don't think most marketers have fully appreciated. And to be honest, we haven't really seen the traffic patterns play out fully yet. It'll be really interesting to see how this develops over the coming years. Now, that's not to say that people won't still value website content. They absolutely will, particularly if you can structure your website content in a way that makes it way more valuable than the more generic AI answers. Funnily enough, Google has been teaching people how to do this for years through EAT and now EEAT. Now, EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. These are the things that Google wants you to demonstrate on your website in order for it to rank. And it just so happens that these are the things a lot of AIs want to show in their results as well. So what does this really mean? Well, what this means is if I'm searching for something like, what are electrolytes and do I need to drink them? Do I want an answer that's being produced by some generic person who's got absolutely no expertise at all? Do I want someone that's got absolutely no experience of this topic at all? And do I want somebody totally untrustworthy talking about this topic? Obviously not. So the next question is, well, how do we demonstrate these things on our website? Well, most prominently ranking health websites have been doing this for years now. For example, you tend to see this type of thing at the top here, where we've got the writer of the article with a link through to their bio where we can learn more about them and their history and their expertise. We can also see how old the article is and when it's next due to be reviewed. All of this helps to build trust with the user, and it's exactly the sort of stuff that Google likes to see as well. And Google has been particularly strict with sites in Your Money or Your Life, so anything related to health and finance. Here's a finance site, you need a budget, and you can see it's been written by Rachel Wong. If we click on her bio, we get some information about Rachel, and we can see that she's an accredited financial counselor. That gives us and Google a bit more reassurance that she's an authority on this topic. But what if you're in a space where accreditations and certifications don't mean anything? Well, you can demonstrate your experience in different ways. For example, this search best fungicides for lawns, which you may have seen us dissect before. Our client Ron from Golf Course Lawn is ranking at the top of Google, and we see what we've done here is we've packed this blog post with videos from Ron. He's incredibly passionate about this topic. He's a real expert, and these videos show that he's got first-hand experience of everything he's talking about. And that makes these product recommendations so much more valuable than if this was some generic affiliate blog churned out by AI, which had no experience of this topic whatsoever. This concept of experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trust is actually something that you can apply across your website. It doesn't just have to sit in your blog or your content pages. For example, FreeSol, we can see here, uses loads of this stuff on their homepage even, as seen in here, clinically studied. We've got the reviews and the ratings. We've got that the products were formulated by Dr. Cunliffe. We've got leading nutritionists in the UK. Both regular search engines and generative engines want to show highly reputable, good quality websites with experience of the topics they're talking about. And by packing your site full of these types of signals, you can go a long way to giving them the content that they really want to serve their users. One of the reasons we just beat out some of the world's largest agencies to win a global search award for the best US SEO campaign with Ron. Cheers, Ron! Because of the competition to get into AI search results, Often these AI search results only include a few links. We're going to see businesses having to work harder to get attention for themselves. We'll sometimes run YouGov studies with our clients to go and poll the public on topic and then look inside the data that's collected to find newsworthy angles which we can go to the press with. One of our clients installs bathrooms for the elderly, and we actually started a petition to the UK government to increase provisions for elderly and disabled people. Now, it's a cause that we and the client really believe in, but it's also amazing for visibility and authority. So over the next 12 months, I challenge you to think outside the box. What else could you do to get your brand visibility in areas that your competitors just aren't? The more that Google and AI search engines can see your brand across the internet, the more likely they are to recommend you to their users. It wouldn't be an SEO strategy video without talking about voice search. Now, for the last 8 years, I've been asked every year at the same time, is next year the year of voice search? Well, yes and no. Yes, in that the voice assistants we're getting on our phones are now way better and actually capable of answering questions that we have. But no, in that the majority of these questions are still entirely informational. Basic queries about the weather, definitions, or the price of Bitcoin. Visual search results are still by far the quickest way to collect information. And that's why I think over the next 12 months that voice search traffic is still going to be a relatively low value component of all search traffic. I really hope someone proves me wrong. I think the next year is going to see some of the biggest shifts in search behavior that we've seen since the dawn of internet search. And by the way, if you're a local business, you're going to need to follow some very specific local SEO strategies. Check out this video, which shows you exactly how to do that. Stay informed, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.